Guys, welcome to Biohacking News. I want to share some of the forgotten news, which is no longer news then, about the things that we forgot, like how to grow tall. There was a time when there was a coach who had been helping kids and teenage and even young adults to grow much taller than they would otherwise been. And this guy, 70 years old, can do 400 wheel roll. You know, I couldn't even do one. But I look much younger than my age because of exercise and beauty spell. Yeah, it might sound like I'm being ADHD and jump all over the place, but I intend it to be the style of this news because I just want to summarize all the possible thing and verified miracle in biohacking to my audience. Like these 70 years old guys who still look like really like strong and muscular and can do 400 real roll. So the aim of my channel is to dig out the human potential and announcing some futuristic and forgotten ancient knowledge. There was a guy who was like 54 years old and looked like Master Roshi. So I'm just saying I want to share this knowledge with you guys. And I think the problem is that we don't believe it was possible. Belief and the motivation are the key here. So if we want to achieve like the immortality, we got to start from there, right? Start from the people who have such manifest such a miracle in their life. Why do I use the word manifest? It was because I believe there was some good point in metaphysics, religions. Like if you think about it, like if this world is simulation, like Elon Musk said it is, then there must be cheat code, right? Like if you play video game, you know the cheat code. If you enter some cheat code like left, right, left, triangle, square, in certain sequence, right, you unlock unlimited money and a much stronger avatar. So I believe this is the nature of the world. And I don't want to seem like I'm crazy, but as you listen, you will find that I always back up every statement with solid evidence, proof, right? Just keep on listening. I'm doing these long form videos. Yeah. So speaking of Elon Musk, you know what? I suspect that the reason why he's so obsessed with going to Mars is because Mars, is a tiny planet. You can Google it. If you are on a smaller planet, your time goes faster. Even though you still feel like 1 second is 1 second in Earth, but your time goes actually faster. Like if you pass 10 days here, it's only 12 days. So this is the law of relativity, like by Einstein, because time goes faster. You just don't feel it when you are in Mars. So when he sent people there, his team can continue his research on AI, because this guy been talking about AI. So the AI technology developed by Mars, Tesla, like his company, is going to be faster than the AI development on Earth. That's how you can dominate the universe. Right? If you create AI faster than anybody else, to the point where your AI can update itself, improve itself very like quickly, like very short time window, like every day, every second, then you dominate the world, right? Then all you have to do is like use the 5G technology to send back the data to Earth, to his company. Then bam, he has the world most advanced AI. And he also has a company researching on how to upload the mind link, like between, to communicate with AI, like making a person into a cyborg. So if he is the first person who upgrade his intelligence, imagine the power he has. Like the future is gonna be bring power. Yeah, we cover Elon Musk, and I will talk about it more in my next video. So stay tuned. That's why you should subscribe and like this video. What else I want to cover? So in 10 years, we're all going to look really young. Trust me, there are already technology where you can inject stem cell to the skin. According to a Joe Rogan interview, the guy who got interviewed, he said there's obvious difference, the treatment made to the skin, like for older women. Like he saw those patients there in the clinic. By the way, he injects stem cell into his ding ding dong, like the penis. And guess what? He got a younger penis at age 37 now, and like he can feel the difference in size and in power. So he got better orgasms. So this is purely academic. So I hope this YouTube doesn't age limit this video. Yeah, this is purely academic. There are many guru out there, and in my last video I already covered that if you follow so many gurus, you are likely going to walk in circle and going nowhere. So what you can do is read a book every week. I would totally recommend Sam Ovens, one of the best guru out there so far. But when I listened to his course, right, his course on consulting, because there was people in the church who said like hypnosis is witchcraft, like demonic based. I think that's because they want to how do they like come up with this ideas that hypnosis is demonic? I think that is to cover the fact that a lot of miracle in the church, like the prayer and healings, it has elements of hypnosis.
Take it.
Возьмите. Возьмите.
Take it.
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 Возьмите.
Not many church can do it, but in some church, people speak in tongue, right? People raise their hand and pray, and they fall down. It's called being struck by the spirit, and it's supposed to be good for you. But if you look at hypnosis video, it looks really similar. So I guess before the internet, they said this is demonic. So people who don't know better might believe it, like me, right? So I didn't really look at it until I was much older and I saw a hypnosis shows. You know, back then we didn't have internet. When I was 25, the internet, YouTube was just started. So there wasn't much clip on hypnosis. So I didn't know. But it sort of like plant a seed in my head. Hypnosis really can heal, because ultimately, let me show you this book, How Healing Works. It says, based on this doctor's experience, Wayne Jonas, most healing, even with traditional acupuncture, witchcraft, Reiki, energy healing, they're all legit actually. Well, I was surprised. A doctor who said like all these are legit, as long as it doesn't poison you, doesn't really harm you, everything can work because they're all placebo effect. So the pharmaceutical, he explained there were a lot of details, like how come new drugs are always more effective than the old generic drugs. Yeah, because of promotion. When the drugs company suggests, like plant suggestion in your head through commercial, through doctor, because doctor is basically salesman for pharmaceutical, right? Not saying that they are all bad, but when they promote a new drugs, okay, try this. Usually it is when the new drugs are most effective before some newer drugs comes along. Why? Because it is a lot of it is placebo. So when you collect more data from clinical trial, the placebo effect and the drugs are getting closer and closer and closer. According to this book, you can simply just do energy healing or acupuncture. But there are also some nuance, like if you do acupuncture in China, it's more effective than in the West. And it's more than just psychology, it's more than just in your head. So this doctor suggests that there are more than that, more to it. Maybe there are energy field and there are connection between our mind, and together we have a collective link that manifests healing in between, like human and human. So what actually healed you is more than just your own body, but also the connection with another person or a community. So why am I talking about this? Sorry, I feel like I jump around a lot, but if you're IQ over 120, you will probably enjoy this. And if you are not IQ over 120, you'll probably find it hard to focus. Like, I don't read books. Like, I don't want to listen. Why are you talking to me about this? But I believe you can also increase intelligence. Like, some people don't know that they don't have a brain. Like 80% of this is water until they scan it. Because they look normal and they behave normal. And I suspect that if you think you're normal and other people look at you and have no reason to doubt that your brain is abnormal, you will be normal. But if you found out that you actually don't have a brain, then it's like, oh, you know what I'm saying? It's like cartoons, you know. The cartoon character, when they don't realize they're stepping on air in the mid-air, they don't fall, right? But once they realize, hey, I am not standing on ground, then they fall. Just go back to the simulation theory, and just like together we really manifest things. Like our consciousness determines the outcome, probably. The objective reality that we see right now are manifest by our collective consciousness. So that's why I want to introduce to you that my course on NoFAP. You know NoFAP? It means no masturbation. Yeah. If you have heard of the term NoFAP, F-A-P, NoFAP, you can search, right? There are a lot of people who are doing this, and people are on multiple forums in Facebook, Reddit. They are talking about how to like stay NoFAP for life, because they believe it's going to bring them superpower, it's going to change their life, it's like the magic bullet. But I feel like this is a very severe addiction and people don't really know how to do it. So if you want to be like the 70 years old kung fu master with muscle, first you have to master how to be a no-fapper. If you can't even control your inner friends, I don't want to call it demons, then how are you going to control your destiny, right? So I've made a course on how to successfully no-fap. And finally, I realized that you can't really become this 70 years old bodybuilder without some spiritual practice. You know, people who work out for 40 years, their mind is different. Probably the brain is a little bit different now. Because through all these years of training, they have built a very like complete mindset, like a bubble inside their own head that will somehow keep him going. And in fact, I believe just by lifting weight doesn't give you a strong, like a fully strong body. You have to have the mind that to visualize. Like one of my friends who been trying to work out for years, but he didn't start transforming until he can visualize and looking at the mirror every day to visualize gain. So you see there's a difference. Like I play basketball, right? With my peers. They years after years, most of the people just stay the same. Do you realize they don't really improve in the skill and stamina, speed and all that? But I read, from very early on, I learned from a manga first of all, a manga about basketball. Then I watched some VCD. Back then we didn't have YouTube, so I watched VCD. Then I learned to visualize. I think Michael Jordan talked about it in one of the books that talk about Michael Jordan. So from maybe his interview, sport psychology, right? Sport, you visualize your action, and then somehow you will carry out this action. But I didn't know that you can visualize lifting weight and get very similar result as actually gaining weight. That brought me to this experiment about like NASA paying about like 20 grand to people to just lie down on bed for 2 months, not doing anything physically. And of course after 2 months they lost most of the muscle, right? And it's kind of crazy. But what if they visualize lifting weights and walking during the 2 months? Would they stay similar, and then like NASA be like, what the happened? How come you're supposed to lose all your muscle if you lie down like for 2 months? How come you look so different? Yeah, that's why I believe superhero movie has a point. Maybe there are people in our world that are capable of something like almost close to superpower, like people who have night vision, people who are like 8 times stronger than the usual person in terms of bone density. But that guy would drown, I read about someone like that. Like he got hit by a bus, right? And the bus got hurt. He didn't get hurt. But sometimes when he bathed, right, when he take a bath, he would drown because his bone is too heavy. Maybe that was what inspired the movie Unbreakable and Split. You know the movie Split? Yeah, this is all based on real story. Like someone who has multiple personality. One of the personality, if it takes over, in the long run it can change the eyes color, it can change the body chemistry. Even cancer would disappear if the other personality took over for a long enough time. So yeah, let's go back to this Master Roshi, how to be muscular by 70. First, NoFAP. Know how to channel your sexual energy toward achievement, right? Pursuing achievement. Like, do you find that sometimes when you're horny, you can go like extra miles, do what it takes to find some ladies? But that was before the internet. Like back then, they would go to some adult movie or adult movie rental with the cover of the dark at night, like secretly, sneak out and then bring the rental movie back in black plastic bag. Yeah, in long times ago, I have been there. It was such an adventure back then. It's like the heartbeats, like, did someone notice me? Did someone I know just see me doing that? Oh, the innocent times back then. Now, that sexual energy will only carry you as long as far as a few clicks land to some certain website and the mind's blank. Yeah, that's why most people have very little motivation for personal growth, because they're cheating. Right? The body and the brain thought that they were getting some reproductive activity, so that's why the brain no longer unleash their potential, because the brain want to save your calories. The brain want to keep you safe, because in the older times there was no educational movie in adult movie store, there was no internet. Then you would probably have to join some stranger groups, like go to meet up, some like old-fashioned form of meet up, go to the bar and risk a street fight and peacocking before the woman, dress nice, drink, smoke, or whatever, and talk to the woman, right? Just even these days, if you go out there, like people will be like, the energy, the competitiveness, it's kind of dangerous out there, right? So that's why when people go to the bar, they go in a group of guys, like, which defeat the point, because you have safety, but you don't have the opportunity, because you have with a bunch of guys who are like probably idiot. Yeah, like, I've been going too far, but you know, you get my point. So when you are NoFAP, your brain wants you to be more muscular, know how to handle the situations. The brain will cause you to, will stimulate you, makes you go and learn kung fu, dress better, and go out and find some chicks. And believe me, when you're on NoFAP, you feel like you can't stop, nothing can stop you until you get the job done. That's why sexual addiction can be difficult, because the brain thought they were just doing exactly that, like the men were doing many years ago. The brain doesn't know you were just clicking, like taking a few click, and it doesn't know that those cyber ladies or cybermen are not the real person, right? So same for women. No woman, if you do NoFAP, yeah, the brain would think, oh, you really need to reproduce, woman, so I got to make you prettier, got to make you more charming, etc. Right? You get the drill. So biohacking number one, you know, that's why traditional medicine will promote abstinence to a certain degree, self-control.